There's still no end in sight to the strike by Saccawu members at Massmart. The nationwide wage strike has now entered its third week. Saccawu members down tools 3 weeks ago, demanding a 500 Rand salary increase across the board, while the Massmart group, which owns retail chain stores such as Makro and Builders Warehouse, was offering 320. The parties reopened negotiations last week, but have been mum about whether or not Massmart has tabled an improved offer and the status of the talks thus far. Meanwhile, Massmart stores have continued to operate normally despite the strike, and the company maintains that this will remain the case throughout the festive season. All right, so that strike continuing. Workers have been demanding that 500 Rand, and it said, Massmart earlier, that the industrial action, by the way, only attracted 42% support, and the business was operating at normal with some contractors in place. And like we said, it's the owner of Makro and Builders Warehouse. It has been struggling to turn its business around and has been hard hit by the lockdowns and the unrest in July. We're now joined by Second Deputy President of the major union involved here, Saccawu, and that's Mike Tau. Mr. Tau, thank you for being with us. Is there any new improved deal on the table, firstly?
Thank you, and good evening to the viewers of SABC Full View. We just want to confirm that we have had several meetings with the employer. I think about 3 to 4 meetings. The last meeting was yesterday, and the company has put some proposal, of which today our negotiating team was briefing the whole executive and other representatives from different regions of Saccawu, and we are consulting thoroughly. But this afternoon we have submitted our revised position to the management, not necessarily revised positions, but to put some other nitty-gritties to the draft agreements that exist. We are not in any way saying the strike is over, because we will be waiting for the response from the management.
All right, what is the current wage offer that you've agreed to, but you now say you have some additional concerns?
Unfortunately, as we are saying, we are busy consulting our members. It will be unfair for us on public television to announce what some of members have not been consulted on. It will be when the right time is there. You will be finished with the whole information of what the settlement is all about.
Okay, can you confirm at this point that Massmart has gone up from 320? It was offering 320 and you were on 500 Rand.
Unfortunately, is that it will be incorrect for us at the national level in public to pronounce something that our members have not yet heard. We are still consulting, and as the time is right, we'll then make it public for everyone to know what the offer is.
All right. Are you close to a deal? Do you think you're almost there?
It's not like in the beginning where parties were far apart. Yes, because we've been meeting each other and we have narrowed down the issues.
All right, that is good to hear. When we heard about this, I mean, for some people, 320 Rand versus 500 Rand, it doesn't sound like a huge, vast difference. But for workers, tell us what they're generally earning, and for some, it is a huge difference.
We can just confirm that in the whole retail sector, it's the most sector that pays peanuts. It's not only Massmart, other retailers where we are organized. People are earning low beyond living wage. They are earning low beyond means of living.
All right, so a 500 Rand increase would make a difference to those. How effective do you think the strike has been? Massmart has been said it's been able to go on normally, and it has used contractors.
But unfortunately, is that we must just caution the public that it was not all about salary increases. It was about the range of issues, a unilateral changing of working condition. For instance, your CROs, where there were cell phone allowance was removed, car allowance was removed, commission was also tampered with. We don't agree with a company whereby it says the strike was not effective. Should the strike have not been, if the strike have not been effective, they couldn't have in the second day or the third day of the strike rush to the labor court to appeal for more restriction on picketers not to do certain things. So it's a clear indication that the strike was effective. And even last week when we had the national marches in different provinces, they kept on writing to us and say there are some stores that where they cannot operate. Our customers have been prevented from operating. It's a given. It's a given fact that under normal circumstances, I would defend my territory and say everything goes well. We totally disagree with them when they say everything has been going well and they've been operating. Probably they might have been operating where the store is not, the strike is not effective, but it's not under normal circumstances where you've got your full bench of permanent employees with experience, where they will be able to serve customers to their satisfactory.
Finally, and very quickly, if you don't mind, you said workers are in a tough spot here. They deserve our sympathy. When you put wage demands on the table, do you look at the position of the company? Massmart once in the top 40. It's been struggling for years, and there's been unrest. There's been COVID lockdowns, a whole lot of things that affect the company's bottom line.
It's most unfortunately that when everything is hunky-dory for employers, those questions don't come to us and say, does the employer give workers something that workers can live from? Unfortunately, is that when you mention the issue of unrest, like for instance, if you speak about July, KZ and Gauteng, looting and so forth. Unfortunately, is that the employer doesn't even divulge in terms of the insurance, that how much do they get from the insurance to rebuild the store and how much is going to workers, because we believe that insurance should at least also cover employees. And if you talk about COVID, if you compare a hospitality industry to the wholesale and retail sector industry, the wholesale and retail sector industry has not been affected as other industries. You and me and you would wake up and go to a shop in the corner and be able to get milk and bread. And we can confirm that in the wholesale and retail sector, during the COVID-19, people would buy in bulks and would wait for another lockdown level. Okay. As when local lockdown level becomes hard, people rush and buy. And we believe that
what you're saying is important. I'm so sorry I have to stop you there just for time. But we actually saw some of the food retailers do a bit better during that hard lockdown. But that didn't cover all retailers. Thank you for giving us your stance. Maybe we'll see a deal in coming days. We'll follow that. Mike Tau, Saccawu's second deputy.